I'm sitting here with Vanessa Russo, who has just arrived to San-Remo. Unfortunately, there has been some incident. What happened?
Oh, with my foot? Yeah, I broke my foot during NBC Heads Up back in February, and it's healing. It's getting better. So I still have this ugly boot, and hobbling around, but it doesn't affect my poker play. So.
How has the tournament been for you?
Well, I'm out of the main event, so it didn't go well. I went out on day one, which I never really go out on day one, so I ran pretty bad. I lost to the aces, to the blinds who flopped two pair, and I lost with eights to sixes who rivered a 2-out or 6 on a hand that there was a significant pot built up at that point already, and he hit the 2-outer, and I could have not paid them off on the river both times, so maybe I wasn't playing my best. But I just came off a deep run in the NEPT where I got 10th out of like 800 players in the U.S. And so I'm playing well this year and I feel good. So maybe Monte Carlo.
Yeah, so are you going to stay here in San-Remo, or are you going to sneak away to Paris?
Well, actually, I'm just coming from Paris. I was just in Paris for a week before I came here. But I'm going to hang around here, San-Remo, for about another week. And then I'll head over to Monte Carlo for the EPT Monaco event.
Okay. Do you like here in San-Remo?
Yeah, it's a really beautiful little town. My husband and I, we got a chance yesterday to go take a little drive to a little village and have some nice lunch, and the beach is nice and the weather's beautiful today. Gosh, I wish this weather was yesterday, because I'm going to play the 2K side event today, so I'll be inside. But yeah, this is a beautiful town. There's good shopping, good food, nice people, good weather. What's not to like?
You've been studying game theory, and according to stereotypes, the Italian players are not considered to be very strong. So how does the game theory that you've been studying working in that case?
I gotta say, the Italian players that I played this trip, as opposed to prior trips, are much better. I think that they're obviously rapidly improving. They're working on their game like any other group of people. So they've come a long way in the last 2 years, and so they're playing a lot closer to optimal. And then, so the way I use, just a small example of how I use game theory, we have a concept called leveling, where basically, you determine what level your opponent's playing on, and then you play one level higher. Not too many levels higher, because otherwise you'll be basing your decisions on information that they're not using. So, that's an important thing I do whenever I sit at a table. I have to discover what level is my opponent playing at. And since I'm playing here in Italy with people that I don't know really for the most part, a big part of my game is determining, are they level 1, are they level 2, or am I playing with a level 3 or 4 player?
How long does it take to determine the level?
Usually within one level, I can determine one level of play. Yeah. And so usually about an hour.
What's the most memorable tournament you've been at?
The most memorable, I guess that would have to be Monaco last year when I won the EPT High Roller. Right. That was €720,000, so my biggest win so far. So I guess that'd have to be it.
Yeah. So this year, are you going your main focus is on the main event or the side event at Monte Carlo?
Definitely the main event. I'm not actually playing the high roller this year. They made it a shootout, and I don't like shootouts. So I decided, hey, it's weird that the returning champion's not going to play the high roller, but I had to make a decision that's good for me, and I just don't like shootout structures at all. So it's not good for my style of play. So I had to make a responsible bankroll decision and say, hey, if it's a regular tournament, I'll play all day long. But if it's not, I'm not going to play it. So I'll be playing the 5K heads up, the 5K side event, and the 10K main event, and maybe some other side events there. So I'll have a lot going on in Monaco.
So speaking of heads up, is there like a sort of a dream heads up in your head?
Well, there's a nightmare heads up, and that would be against my husband. Oh my God. So that would be really bad, because then of course only one of us could advance. So that would be not good. As far as dream heads up, I guess that would have to be some kind of rich businessman who enters the event who I don't even know his name.
He's a fish.
And he's a fish, right?
So what about your husband? Have you met him in the tournament?
Not in this event, no. And in fact,
no, I mean, not in your tournament history.
Over 4 years of playing together, we've only been at the same table twice, which is really, really low. So we've been very fortunate to not be at the same table. So we've managed to avoid it so far. So knock on wood, we'll keep avoiding it.
All right. And do you speak about poker play a lot when you're home, or there's no poker talk at home?
Oh, we can't really avoid it because it is what we both do for a living, and it can dominate our lives. So we definitely poker's there. But we try to have balance in our lives and talk about other things. And otherwise, we'll just be one-dimensional people. With poker is what we live, breathe, and eat, sleep. Which we want to have more interesting lives than that. So we try to have physical fitness. We go to the gym together a lot. We both love movies, so we spend a lot of our time watching movies together. And in TV shows like 24, we're addicted to 24. And then,
but it's getting the last season, right?
yeah, it's the last season. We're very upset. Maybe you never know, because they've fooled us with 24 so many times, making us think Jack is dead. So maybe they're letting us think the seasons are dead, and it's not really. They're going to come back.
Okay, and do you support charity as a poker player?
Yeah, actually I have my own charity. It's called the No Limit, No Profit Initiative. We have a website at nolimitnoprofit.org. We launched it last year, and we raised $70,000 last year to fight poverty, and we're doing a lot of cool projects this year right now.
What kind of dreams have poker let you fulfill, and is there any additional dreams that you would like to fulfill with poker?
I mean, gosh, I guess poker has enabled me to travel the world, which is pretty amazing. I mean, I've been to every continent except for Antarctica to play poker, so that's pretty amazing. Another really awesome thing is that, poker has allowed me to have freedom in my life, making a very good living at a young age and being financially independent has meant that I don't have to work for anyone. I can wake up when I want to wake up, I go where I want to go, and I work when I want to work, which is I guess that's my number one ambition in life, is to not be tied down and to have, freedom. And so I'm very lucky.
As a lawyer, what can you say about the latest full tilt court infringement? I think the U.S. government trying to push them for something.
I don't know the first thing about it, to be honest.
Okay. And speaking about your education, when you were getting it, do you use a lot of knowledge gained there in your poker game, and do you feel like you can go work as a lawyer someday, or you would like to spend some more time playing poker?
I know that I could always go be a lawyer if I wanted to. I hope I never have to. I hope I continue to be very successful in poker. I've never had a losing year in the last 4 years, and I hope to continue. I'm on a good start so far in 2010. So, it's just working as a lawyer, it's a completely different kind of job. You have to get up in the early mornings, you have to work long hours.
You work with people as well.
Yeah, you work with people, but in poker I get to work with a lot of people too. Yeah. I get to do projects like writing my book, and I get to work on poker education websites and my sponsors, and I interact with people a lot in my work. So it's not all individual type of stuff like you'd think.
All right, thank you. Any final shout outs, and could you say something in French for our readers?
Sure. All right, so I guess if you're thinking about buying a website, you should go to GoDaddy.com. They sell domain names like www.whatever. They're my sponsor behind PokerStars. And so I guess other than that, no real shout outs. Wish me luck in the 2K today, and something in French, okay? Bonne chance à tous.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks.